President's budget proposal for fiscal 2011 includes more funds for legal services at the federal level and proposes to lift some of the restrictions that you all know tie the hands of federally funded legal aid offices. We will all join Anita at PLA and Kathy at CLS in crossing our fingers that the President's proposal comes to fruition, a goal toward which my office is working closely with the White House and with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. But plainly, it's going to take much more even than that to meet our objective of ensuring access to justice for all of our fellow citizens. More legal aid lawyers and fewer restrictions on the work they do is a start, but it's not enough. We must do better with the resources at our disposal. We must be smarter about how we deploy them. But most important, we've got to work together. To that end, my staff and I have been meeting with pro bono teams from large law firms, some of which are represented in this room. I know that your business models are changing, with your clients no longer willing to pay hundreds of dollars an hour for first and second year associates. If they are smartly designed, pro bono projects can play a large part in providing your young lawyers with more litigation and transactional experience, as well as seats at the table at more of the meetings where important policy decisions get made. And with that in mind, I'm especially pleased to announce to you this morning that following conversations with our Access to Justice initiative, Judge Theodore McKee, the Chief Judge of the Third Circuit, has committed to creating a standing lawyers committee on pro bono, which will promote best practices and acknowledge pro bono accomplishments. There is already a similar committee in the DC Circuit that we've learned about, that pro bono partners there inform me has actually played a demonstrably key role in measurably increasing both the quantity and the quality of pro bono participation, not only by associates, and this makes a big difference, also by partners. So I hope that you will all work with Judge McKee to make that committee a success in this circuit as well. I also understand how much law firms and in-house corporate counsel here in Philadelphia already do. This event itself is a terrific reminder of that. I know that you give almost $400,000 a year to CLS to make its work possible. I know that you're close to maxed out in the number of pro bono hours you can realistically give. But I hope that this breakfast can serve as a catalyst to our working together to study ways to maximize the effect of the time and the money that you so graciously contribute. And there are really well-designed signature projects that maximize the impact. It's not simply a matter of, as you all know, sprinkling hours and dollars in potentially large sinkhole. For example, many of your partners are gently urged into retirement or semi-retirement at an age when they have to start wearing glasses. They still have the will to contribute and the expertise and the experience and the energy to do it valuably, rather than being, let's face it, put out to pasture. These lawyers should be coupled with young associates to form teams that could be detailed to organizations like CLS and PLA to enhance their capacity to serve the needs of the community. I understand that collaborations between pro bono lawyers, CLS's housing unit, and legal assistants have already had a positive impact on the highly successful Philadelphia Mortgage Foreclosure Diversion Pilot Program, begun by the remarkable Judge Annette Rizzo, whom I'm looking forward to meeting with. Hundreds of families are in their homes because of Judge Rizzo. If you ever want to know what difference can one person make, just look back. Have you thought about cloning? As the legal landscape changes, I deeply hope that such alliances can grow and prosper to the benefit of the firms and organizations represented in this room, and most important, the benefit of the individuals who are in desperate need of your help. But the last thing I mean to suggest is that representing indigent clients pro bono is the only way, or even always the best way, to gain legal experience or to advance the cause of justice. Justice is a house of many mansions, and its gates of access are to be found in many places. Our Access to Justice initiative, for example, whose mission includes a search for innovative solutions and unlikely alliances, has found points of entry in such surprising locations as medical clinics and emergency rooms, where over 130 medical legal partnerships place students supervised by lawyers and other specialists at help desks situated in medical facilities to accept referrals directly from physicians. The mother who brings a severely asthmatic child to a hospital might need medicine or a breathalyzer for her baby, but may need even more urgently an RX prescription for a lawyer's help in dealing with a landlord who will not exterminate the mites in the carpet. She didn't know she had a legal problem. She thought it was just a medical problem. That lawyer could be a CLS lawyer, but it could also be one who, like the lawyer helping with the mediation program, gained relevant expertise in condominium conversions or real estate insurance trusts. Finally, I don't want to talk about working together and forming synergies without offering the assistance of our initiative in your efforts. One area that immediately strikes me as a point of potential collaboration is Pennsylvania's current lack of statewide Access to Justice Commission. 24 states and the District of Columbia have such commissions. Many of them have been successful in improving resources available to programs like CLS that work to serve the legal needs of the poor. For example, the California Commission on Access to Justice was instrumental in that state's recently enacted Sargent Shriver Civil Counsel Act, which beginning next year will establish pilot programs to provide counsel at state expense to indigent civil litigants in cases involving basic human needs like housing and child custody. Such statewide commissions have been formed through collaborations between the bar and the bench. The most effective ones have strong leadership from both. Now, I've appreciated the privilege of speaking to the very best of the Pennsylvania bar here this morning, but I also plan to address the National Conference of State Chief Justices this July in Vail to discuss this issue with that influential audience. I know that Chief Justice Ronald Castile has been a supporter of CLS, and I look forward to addressing access to justice with him in the hopes that all of our efforts can start momentum to bringing an effective statewide commission to Pennsylvania in the near future. May that effort be just one of many in which we join to broaden the access routes to the mighty torrent of justice. I've been thinking about it, and I realize that my vision of this is in some ways the opposite of what has been described as the trickle-down theory. Theory that if we help those at the top, the crumbs will fall, and eventually those in the middle and at the bottom will benefit. I've never been convinced about that. But I am convinced that if we help those at the bottom, we will necessarily raise the level of the great river that flows when barriers to law are lowered. The challenge is to do that in difficult times, when so much else competes for all of our attention. It's a challenge that I invite all of you to take up as your own, in a world where, as Martin Luther King once said, the great arc of history bends toward justice.